Hi, welcome to our channel Programming of Mind, where we accelerate your knowledge with concise, from high-value book summaries. Let's begin. The Supreme Reality and the Paths to Liberation. As Krishna continues to guide Arjuna, he reaches the pinnacle of his teachings. In this section, Krishna reveals the nature of the Supreme Reality and discusses the various paths that lead to liberation. Krishna explains that while there are many paths, they all ultimately lead to the same truth, the realization of the eternal, unchanging self and union with the divine. Arjuna is shown the diversity of spiritual approaches and is encouraged to follow his own path with dedication, wisdom, and clarity. Krishna emphasizes that regardless of the path, whether it be through devotion, Bhakti Yoga, selfless action, Karma Yoga, or the pursuit of knowledge, Jnana Yoga, all lead to the ultimate goal of spiritual liberation and union with the Supreme Being. By recognizing the truth in all paths and performing one's duties with faith and sincerity, one can achieve the highest state of being. The Supreme Reality. Krishna reveals his divine form. In this part of the teachings, Krishna goes beyond his role as Arjuna's charioteer and reveals his true, all-encompassing form. He shows Arjuna that he is not merely a teacher or guide, but the Supreme Being, the eternal, unchanging source of all creation, maintenance, and dissolution in the universe. This revelation of Krishna's cosmic form is an essential moment of awakening for Arjuna. Krishna says, "I am the eternal truth, the source of all creation. I am beyond time and space, beyond birth and death. Everything in this world and beyond it emanates from me. I am the supreme essence that sustains all beings." At this point, Krishna reveals to Arjuna his divine universal form, which is vast and infinite, containing all of creation within it. Arjuna sees countless beings, gods and sages, all intertwined in Krishna's form, and he realizes that Krishna is the source of everything. This moment is an awe-inspiring realization for Arjuna, as he understands that his teacher, Krishna, is the very essence of the universe, beyond the limitations of the physical body. This cosmic form is beyond Arjuna's comprehension, representing the infinite nature of the divine. Arjuna's previous understanding of Krishna as a charioteer and guide now shifts to a realization that Krishna is the embodiment of the Supreme Being, the highest consciousness that transcends all forms and all dualities. Through this vision, Arjuna is humbled and fully grasps the divine nature of the teachings he has received. The importance of surrendering to the divine will. Krishna reminds Arjuna that the key to liberation is surrendering the ego and dedicating all actions to the divine. To attain the highest realization, one must recognize the futility of acting from personal desires and attachments. Instead, the true path lies in surrendering to the divine will, performing one's duty without attachment to the results. Krishna says, "Surrender all your actions to me with a pure heart, free from attachment and desire. Do not worry about the outcome. By doing so, you will be freed from all suffering and will attain peace." This teaching of surrender to the divine echoes throughout the Gita and becomes the ultimate spiritual lesson. Krishna is teaching Arjuna to let go of his individual desires and align his actions with divine guidance. By doing so, he will find freedom from the dualities of the material world, success and failure, joy and sorrow, birth and death. For Arjuna, this surrender is the final key to understanding his purpose. In surrendering to Krishna, Arjuna can let go of his doubts and fears about the consequences of the war. He will no longer be concerned with the personal outcomes, but will act according to the higher truth and divine will. This is the essence of the spiritual warrior's path, to perform one's duty with a pure heart, dedicated to the greater good, and without attachment. The pathways to liberation, Bhakti, Karma, and Jnana. Krishna now discusses the various paths that lead to spiritual liberation. While there are many paths and different spiritual practices, Krishna emphasizes that all paths are ultimately one. What matters is not the method, but the sincerity, devotion, and understanding with which a practitioner pursues it. The path of Bhakti, devotion. Krishna emphasizes that the path of devotion is the most accessible and beloved way to reach the Supreme. Through unwavering devotion, one can realize the truth of the divine and experience oneness with it. This path does not require intellectual knowledge or complex practices. All that is needed is a heart filled with love and surrender to the divine. Krishna says, "Those who devote themselves to me with pure love and surrender are the dearest to me. They seek me with a sincere heart and are protected by my grace." Bhakti Yoga is the path for those who long to experience the presence of the divine in a personal, intimate way. By surrendering to the divine, devotees attain the highest spiritual bliss and freedom from the cycle of birth and death. The path of karma, selfless action. The path of karma yoga, the path of selfless action, is for those who feel called to engage with the world through work and service. Krishna teaches that through selfless actions, done without any attachment to the results, one can purify the mind and heart and realize the unity of the divine in all things. Krishna says, "Do your work with devotion, without attachment to the outcome. By dedicating all actions to the divine, you transcend the fruits of your labor and attain liberation." This is a path of transformation, where the act of work becomes an opportunity to serve the divine and fulfill one's duty in alignment with cosmic law. The focus is on the quality of the action, not the external result. The path of jnana, knowledge. The path of jnana yoga is for those who seek to understand the nature of reality and the self through knowledge and wisdom. This path involves deep meditation, contemplation, and inquiry into the nature of the self, the universe, and the divine. Through this knowledge, one realizes that the individual soul, Atman, is ultimately one with the Supreme, Brahman. Krishna explains, "Those who seek knowledge of the Supreme, who meditate on the unchanging truth, will see through the illusion of the material world and attain the highest state of enlightenment." This path is based on the wisdom that all things are interconnected, and by realizing the oneness of all creation, one transcends the limitations of the ego and experiences the unity of the divine. The most accessible path, devotion and surrender. While Krishna explains the various paths of yoga, he makes it clear that devotion, bhakti, is the highest and most accessible path to liberation. The other paths, karma and jnana, require significant mental discipline and intellectual understanding, but devotion to the divine requires only a pure heart and a willingness to surrender to the Supreme. Krishna assures Arjuna that by choosing the path of devotion and surrender, he will attain the highest spiritual realization. No matter how sinful a person may be, if they surrender to me with a pure heart, I will forgive them and guide them to liberation. They will experience the ultimate peace, for I am their refuge. This teaching emphasizes the boundless grace and compassion of the divine. No matter one's past actions or shortcomings, through true devotion and surrender, anyone can attain the supreme goal of spiritual liberation. Krishna assures Arjuna that he need not worry about his sins or past mistakes. By surrendering to the divine with love and faith, all obstacles will be removed and liberation will be assured. The importance of faith, trusting in the divine. Krishna emphasizes the power of faith in this part of his teachings. Trusting in the divine, even in the face of uncertainty, is the key to spiritual progress. Faith is not about blind belief, but about recognizing the presence of the divine in every aspect of life and surrendering to the divine plan. Krishna explains, "Those who have unshakable faith in me and who perform their actions with love and devotion will experience my grace. They will be free from all doubts and attain peace, for they know that I am with them always." This teaching highlights the power of faith. When one places their trust in the divine, they are freed from fear and uncertainty. By trusting in the divine will, one aligns themselves with the cosmic order and experiences peace, joy, and the realization of their true nature. Arjuna's final decision, choosing the path of Dharma. As Krishna concludes his teachings, he asks Arjuna to make his decision. He has laid out the path of wisdom, the path of selfless action, and the path of devotion. Each path leads to the same ultimate truth, but Arjuna must choose the path that resonates with him most deeply. Krishna says, Arjuna, I have explained to you the highest wisdom. Now, choose the path that is most suited to your nature and purpose. Surrender to me and perform your duty with a heart full of love and devotion. This is the path to liberation. Arjuna, now filled with clarity and understanding, makes his decision. He recognizes that his true duty is not just to fight a physical battle, but to align his actions with a higher truth, guided by Krishna's wisdom. With a heart full of devotion and surrender, he is ready to face the challenges ahead. Thank you for listening, and please like the video and subscribe for more great upcoming content that will put you in top 1% people in the world.